survivability of gold, and the millennials in particular, we're finding, they get Bitcoin. Should they be getting gold more, do you think?
Well, I'd like to see them get both. And to be fair, I think Bitcoin, I mean, I call it a monetary touchstone because it brings out that sort of honesty in the debate regarding what money is, what it should be. It forces you to ask yourself these very fundamental questions. Is money just a medium of exchange? Should money also be a store of value? And should that money have a production cost, which will regulate and or severely restrict and limit its supply? And Bitcoin does have these characteristics, and I wouldn't deny that. But the idea that somehow you cannot apply cutting-edge financial technology, including blockchain itself, as a way to exchange title to physical gold, I don't believe that's true. And one reason I believe that's not true is because we actually do that at Gold Money. It's a core part of our business model. We run an internal blockchain which spontaneously, as per the demands of our clients, buys, sells, and transfers title to physical gold, and does so for less cost than a typical bank uses to process sterling transactions or dollar transactions. Why? Because we use better technology. So, I mean, money itself is a technology, and there's no fundamental difference between laying over a cutting-edge technology on a bedrock, a monetary base, if you will, a physical gold, than there is laying it on the raw computing power, which is the effective base of what creates Bitcoin. It's raw computing power. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer to be exchanging title to physical gold, which was created by Mother Nature, God, the universe, call it what you want, and cannot be destroyed, no matter what happens, it will always exist? Or do you want your money to be backed by computing power? It's a legitimate question to ask, and I'm pleased to see that young people increasingly are asking these questions.
Kerem, culture of gold in Turkey it's steeped in that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it goes back thousands of years.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be a time? I mean, do kids get gold in Turkey the way kids don't get gold here?
Absolutely, completely different. So, in Turkey, you might start off life, and your family, close family, relatives, will provide gold, usually in small coin form, to the family as a gift, and you might keep those coins for the rest of your life. Similarly, later on in life, if a couple gets married, that couple will almost certainly be given gold, both in that coin form, usually pinned onto the bride and the groom, or in bangles or necklaces or something like that. And the quantities of gold that we're talking about are substantial. So in Turkey itself, imports, or indeed produces, 300 tons of gold per year. And a lot of that is going into the consumption for jewelry, into these small coins that are given at important family events. But then when you look at it through the lens of history, the history of gold in Anatolia, in Turkey today, goes back to the time of the Kingdom of Lydia. So, we're talking about 650 BC. So we're talking about a 2,700-year history here of gold, and it's absolutely integral into the way that people think about the concept of money, and what role gold plays in the long term and as a store of value. And this is why ultimately it's given at these important family events. It's designed fundamentally as a store of value.
And would you say that the penetration of cryptocurrencies, we sort of see that young people in Turkey are picking up on this, but do you think that they'd look at it as a substitute for gold or just complementary, or how do you see that?
Well, Turks today, they're fundamentally trading orientated, they're very much trade-minded, and they would see a role for cryptocurrencies in the way that they conduct their trade, without a doubt. But would they look at cryptocurrency as being a store of value over the long term? I highly doubt it. The reasons for that, it comes down to more philosophical questions about what it means. What does value mean? How do you represent value? We can represent it in a price, the price of an asset relative to other things. But then there's a more intangible aspect of value. Now we're talking about emotional things. And emotion and gold are intricately linked. And human beings, being very emotional beings, will attach value to something inanimate, like gold, or animate, like another human being or an animal. But they attach emotion to these things. And as soon as you start doing that, it elevates that object, that thing. In the case of gold, it's highly significant. And the reason it's significant is because we have seen over historical time how it's held its value.